However, you need to be very careful because of the question are simple, that mean your answer should be simple. Ya, walaupun pertanyaan sederhana, tapi jawabannya jangan sederhana. Yang ini menentukan analisis kita, your argument. The question give an opportunity to the examinee to speak up. So it means that all the examinee need to use the time, this opportunity effectively and efficiently. Pertanyaannya sederhana, tapi dituntut kita untuk berbicara lebih banyak dengan argumen dan hasil analisis. Artinya apa juga yang lain? Ini contoh ya. Udah terlambat. Nah, saya terlambat ini dia. Speaking 3. Speaking part 3 is a discussion. Bang ya. Ini lamanya 45 menit. The examiner will ask a broader range of questions based on the topic that you have in part 2. Terakhir adalah part 2 kita pelajari. Setelah part 2, you're going to continue. Based on part 2 ya, the question require you to expand your answer further with explanation. An example of the word in general. He will ask you some open question about the topic. Means ini jadi pada part 2 sudah kita pelajari. Nah, pertanyaan untuk part 3 adalah merupakan lanjutan dari topik untuk part 2. Barangkali di part 2 kita sederhana menjawab, di part 3 adalah detail dari ini. Tapi tetap aja ada pertanyaan spesifik untuk ini. Ya, untuk part 2. The examiner wants you if you can express your opinion. Nah, ini tuntutannya. Clearly, they also want to see if you can talk about more abstract topics, not just about you and your own life. Also in part 3, the examiner can respond to what you say. Ini juga berpartisipasi, artinya discussion. Maybe they will interrupt you. Ya, akan merespon dan meminta kita untuk melanjutkan lagi. Part 3, the examiner can respond what you say and take conversation in different direction. That means it is more like a natural conversation than the other part of speaking exam. It is a two-way discussion. Jadi kalau part 2 itu adalah kita menjelaskan banyak kesempatan kepada examinee untuk menguraikan sesuai dengan topik yang ada. Untuk part 3 adalah bagian discussion antara examiner dan examinee. Tapi tetap ada di bawah acuan pertanyaan yang akan sarinya. Nah, tadi sudah ya Pak, pertanyaan simple. Itu jangan simple. Coba kita lihat pertanyaannya. That is example ya. Karena itu part 3 berhubungan dengan part 2. Jadi pertanyaannya juga berdampingan di sini. IELTS speaking part 2. Nah, topiknya adalah untuk part 2-nya seperti ini. Describe a change that should improve your local area. Nah, dalam mengarahkan itu, the outline of your description is what the change would be. Topiknya apa? Describe a change. Arahan pertamanya apa? What the change. Describe a change that could improve your local area. Nah, dalam ini apa tuntutan kita di part 2, kita terakhir sekali meminta kita untuk mendeskripsikan, menjelaskan berdasarkan pertanyaan yang ada di sini. Jadi artinya walaupun pertanyaan di sini bukan artinya kita harus menjawab satu persatu. Nah, dan pertanyaan ini adalah merupakan bisa sebagai outline dalam kita menjelaskannya. Jadi bukan menjawab what change, nah jawab satu persatu tidak. Ya, tapi ini merupakan unity dari semua description-nya. Jadi bukan menjawab what the change, kita jawab satu, how did it, bukan begitu. Ya, karena saya lihat Atika nggak datang ya di part 2 ya. Jadi ya nggak apa-apa, saya ulang dulu. Nah, ini jadi kita menjelaskan secara utuh gitu. Tidak menjawab satu persatu. Tujuan pertanyaan adalah mengarahkan kita supaya dapat menjelaskan secara utuh topik tentang describing a change that could improve your local area. Itu topiknya. Jadi kita menjelaskan berdasarkan pertanyaan yang ini. Di antara pertanyaannya, what the change would be? Apa itu change-nya? How this change could be? What problem are causing the need of this change? Terakhir selalu ini sederhana, yang keempat, poin keempat selalu yang lebih tinggi. Explain how this change would improve your local area. Ini dari siapa semua? Fully from the examinee. Ya, examinee akan menjelaskan dalam tempo waktu barangkali 2 menit, 1-2 menit, diberi waktunya untuk mempersiapkan dalam satu lembar outline-nya, kemudian menjelaskannya. Examiner paling mendengarkan saja uraiannya. Nah, ini jadi bukan artinya posisi, walaupun pertanyaan diberikan, ini adalah pertanyaan. Ini pertanyaan, tapi artinya bukan harus menjawab satu persatu. Ya, lagi-lagi ini adalah merupakan satu kesatuan deskripsi yang di dalamnya deskripsi mengandung poin-poin ini. What the change would be, how this change could be, what the problem causing, and explain how this change would improve your local area. Ini jadi kesatuan. Nah, ini adalah fully bahagiannya examining. Sementara di Pak Sri ini adalah semacam conversation. Dia akan menanya pertanyaan, dia dengar, kalau ada yang kurang jelas dia akan meminta penjelasannya, meminta contohnya. Kalau sebaiknya ini dijelaskan aja sedetail mungkin. Jadi kita menghilangkan kesempatan, waktunya juga terbatas kan. Kalau memang kesempatan dia bertanya, bagi strategi saya ya, saya banyak berbicara daripada memberi kesempatan dia bertanya. Contohnya berhubungan dengan topik 2. What do old people not like changes? Menurut seorang tua.
Bukan do not like, Miss.
Ya, why do old people, ini not like changing, ini do-nya dulu.
Okay.
Atau boleh, why do not old people like changes? Do you think it is important for people to socialize with the neighbors? How do people socialize with the neighbors? Ini, jadi kita walaupun part 3 kita menghubungkan dengan part 2. Kita lihat lagi situasi berikutnya lagi. Nah, untuk part 2-nya, describe performance you enjoy watching. Topiknya ini. Dalam menjelasnya, apa yang harus kita lakukan? Ini you should say, artinya bagaimana Anda mendeskripsikannya. Ini juga acuan ya, bukan menjadi judul ini. What performance was? Ini describe a performance. Ini to begin, jelaskan dulu performance apa yang akan kita jelaskan. When and where you was the performance, who was performing, atau who perform, and explain why you enjoy the performance. Ini adalah part 2-nya. Lagi-lagi adalah examinee yang fully menjelasnya. Nah, bagian 3 adalah semacam conversation antara examiner dan examinee. Pertanyaannya strong related with part 2. Ini tentang performance. Kita lihat pertanyaannya. Do you think traditional performance are important? Nah, kan hubungannya dengan di sini. What do you think is the difference between watching a live performance and watching it on TV? Lagi-lagi tentang performance. How do you think to watch a dance performance or a stage play influence children? Satu lagi. Describe an important text message you receive. Topik ya, nomor 2. Who sent the message? Who was in the message? Ini untuk nomor 2. Why the person sent the message, and explain why the message was important to you. Ini conversationnya seperti ini. Ya. Why do some people dislike using this text message? Have the ways that people communicated with each other changed much in the last few decades? Why do people prefer texting as covered to phone sale? Do you think modern technology has any negative influence on communication? What do you think? some of the main differences between written communication and spoken communication. Kita lihat contohnya dulu ya.
Ya, Miss.
Dialognya di dalam apa? Saya coba. Pakai yang ini.
When you grow up, what will you be?
Okay, this is the speaking test. The International English Language Testing System. Okay, this is the speaking test of the International
Kedengaran,
English
Adika?
Language Testing
Kedengaran.
System, taking place on Thursday, the 6th of August. Center number TDE120, and the candidate is Sarah Odema. The candidate number is 01313458. The examiner is Samson Sees. Examiner number 443533. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Samson. Would you please tell me your full name?
My name is Sarah Odema.
Thank you. And may I see your identification?
Sure.
Bagaimana tampilan di sini lain tampilannya ya?
Karena Miss share screen kali, Miss. Tapi
Apa?
In the first
Kelihatan
part
kok,
of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions.
Saya stop dulu ya, dulu ya, sebentar dulu.
Or do you
Okay.
work now?
Oke,
Presently, I am working as a teacher.
tunggu dulu ya.
Okay.
minggu kemarin nggak salah udah Miss putar juga video ini.
I
Yeah,
chose to
tadi ini
become a
part three.
teacher
Oh, part
because
three-nya.
I felt like teaching is part
Iya,
of me.
supaya ada
And
melihat
when
secara
I'm in the
full.
classroom,
Ya.
I really feel happy that I help my students improve themselves in a wide range of areas. And what I like most about
Oh,
teaching
sorry.
is I feel like I'm elevating the level,
Oh, di mana?
the level of the knowledge of my students.
Is there anything about your job you would like to share?
Not really, however,
Keluar
when it
itu
comes to
gambarnya di
thinking of
sana,
payments,
Tika?
I wish I could go
Udah
back
stop
in
share
time,
tadi, udah nggak keluar lagi, Miss.
Nggak keluar lagi ya?
Iya,
because of the low
Sebentar,
payments.
sebentar.
cari
Sometimes
YouTube-nya
it's
dulu
really
mungkin,
weighs
Miss.
me down.
Udah, Miss.
This is the speaking test of the International English Language Testing System, taking place on
Ini
Thursday.
123, Pak, 123.
Center number
Yes.
TD120, and the candidate is Sarah Odema. The candidate number is 01313458. The examiner is Samson Sees.
Barang Pak satu sudah ya, jadi selama
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
tapi nggak apa-apa lah.
My name is Samson. Please tell me your full name.
My name is Sarah Odema.
May I see your identity?
Sure.
In the first part of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions. Are you a student or do you work now?
Presently, I am working as a teacher.
Okay. And why did you choose this job?
I chose to become a teacher because I felt like teaching is part of me. And when I am in the classroom, I really feel happy that I help my students improve themselves in a wide range of areas. And what I like most about teaching is I feel like I'm elevating the level of the knowledge of my students.
Is there anything about your job you would like to change?
Not really. However, when I come to think of the payment, I wish I could go back in time and opt for another career because of the low payment. Sometimes it really brings me down, and it's the thing that really keeps me frustrated all the time.
Right. I'd like to move on and ask you some questions about shopping. Who does most of the shopping in your household?
Well, actually, it's not only one person who does the shopping for the household. I would say it's a shared responsibility, and everyone has a role to play in the household. So we always tend to go shopping together.
Okay. And what type of shopping do you like and why?
What I like most about shopping, and when it comes to shopping, is buying presents for my friends or maybe people's birthdays or even Christmas. My favorite store is a bookstore, which is in the list of my top priority. And I believe if I buy a book for someone, it is not only considered a gift, but also I can help that person gain another piece of knowledge. So it brings me a great sense of satisfaction.
Great. And is shopping a popular activity in your country? Why? Why?
It is indeed. On Thursdays and Fridays, people pour into the streets and shopping centers. It is considered more as a leisure activity than just that they are not aiming to buy something practical. So I see that most teenagers and people go shopping, go sometimes window shopping, or they wander around the mall. So I don't think they buy something practical for.
Okay. So what type of shops do teenagers like best in your country?
Well, I haven't thought about this before, but obviously, like any other teenagers, they are much more into shopping clothes, makeup to beautify themselves, or maybe some music stuff, and these kind of things.
Right. Okay, let's talk about films. How often do you go to the cinema?
To be honest with you, I don't even get to go to the movies. I only manage to watch one to two films every week. And after a long day of teaching, what I love most is, snuggling up on a sofa and watch my favorite film, which really helps me unwind. I usually do this on Fridays.
And what type of films do you like best?
I'm very much into drama and historical movies because it can help me gain a better understanding of the historical events in the past and even about the human emotions in the past. So I believe there is always something to learn from the past events, historical events, and even to pass it on to the upcoming generations in the future.
Wonderful. Okay, that is the end of part one.
Part dua lagi.
Part two. I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make notes if you wish. You understand?
Yes.
Wonderful. Here's your paper, pencil, and here is your topic.
Topiknya akan diberikan,
You now have 1 minute to make notes.
cue card-nya diberikan itu. Seperti pertanyaan yang saya berikan tadi.
2 minutes to speak about your topic. Don't worry, if the time is over, I will stop you after the 2 minutes. You may start speaking now.
Hai guys, saya Kavina. Saya sudah berlatih dengan eng breaking kurang lebih selama 3 bulan. Talk about the time when I graduated from high school. It was at the peak of summer when I had to study really hard for the senior grade of high school. On that year, I had to sacrifice everything and give up on all the joys and to somehow step out of my comfort zone. Despite all of this, I managed to keep a high spirit because I knew that this would end very quickly, and on top of all that, this would mark a significant milestone on that year. So I burned the midnight oil for months on end, and after 12 months, when I grabbed my certificate in hand, I was like over the moon, and I get the feeling that all the sufferings have come to an end, and it was like the time to open a new phase of my life. And for this reason, my parents were so proud of me to throw a graduation party for me. And to move on more to the details, I can say that this party was only a dinner party, which only included my own family and some of my friends. My parents invited a musical band to perform my favorite songs, and we all had a blast together on that night. And at the end, everyone congratulated me and wished me a successful college year ahead. And I was really proud of myself on that night, which marked an indelible moment for me that I will treasure forever, I think. And I am really looking forward for the college life in the future.
Oke, Atika, yang kita perhatikan di sini, walaupun di dalam cue card itu berbentuk pertanyaan, tapi dia tidak menjawab setiap pertanyaan, tapi dalam bentuk satu kesatuan deskripsinya. Jadi pertanyaan diberikan itu adalah semacam guideline untuk kita menjelaskannya. Sekarang kayaknya mau masuk bagian ketiga. Dan jelas tadi yang berbicara total yang berbicara adalah examinee tanpa ada instruksi daripada examiner. Kita lihat bagian ketiga.
The end of part 2. I will take your
Ini cue-cardnya diambil kembali.
Thank you. We'll now move on to part 3. So we've been talking about an important event in your life, and I'd now like to ask you some questions related to this. Here we go. What days are important in your country?
The majority of our population are Muslims, and that is why Muslims tend to celebrate Eid and as a national festival, and it's like a huge celebration. They sometimes pay and repay the visit to one another, and sometimes they buy some new clothes and they cook some special cuisines on that day, and it is considered a happy moment on that day.
Well, and why is it important to have national celebrations?
When I come to think of it, national celebrations can boost the unity among nations. And another thing about these national festivals is the great advantage that it reflects an overview of the attitude of gratitude and enjoying every thing that we own, everything we have, instead of the things that we don't or that we want in the future. So it's a great moment to be grateful for what we have.
And how is the way your national celebrations are celebrated now different from the way they were celebrated in the past?
Actually, I am not very into the celebrations that have happened. That people people used to have in the past. But about today, I think people tend to uh, care a lot more about some private parties that people in the past didn't used to have. It's something that people in the past, I think, used to celebrate more indoors, whereas today people are celebrating outdoors with their friends. Like teenagers, they are, more reluctant than ever to celebrate these national festivals with their family members or relatives. They like to have their own independent lives and enjoy themselves independently.
And are there any celebrations from other countries that you celebrate in your country?
Absolutely. Recently, we can easily see that people are celebrating some celebrations that are not part of their culture. Like, for example, Valentine's Day or the Halloween's Day. They are not part of our culture. And despite all of this, they are celebrating it at a large scale.
Right. And what are the benefits of having events that many people around the world are celebrating on the same day?
In my opinion, there are a lot of positive aspects involved in this global events. It reminds us of the fact that we are all the people around the world are humans, and we all have the same values, no matter what race, religion, entity, or when you grow up, what will you be? Or no matter who we are all sharing this world together to celebrate together.
And do you think any new national celebrations will come to being in the future?
It's a good question. I would say yes, because we have seen so many celebrations that have been added to our daily lives through history. And the future is not an exception. We can expect any new festival to be added in the future.
Okay, thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test. Everything is spot on. Your use of grammar is very much like a native speaker. The way you use it and your vocabulary is absolutely, that is spot on too. I like the way your use of vocabulary is very wide. It's a great variety. And I would definitely say that you're a band, right? Because you're ticking all the boxes that we exactly want in this IELTS speaking test. I mean, when you had these, you had a few pauses in between, but that's what a native speaker would do. They would pause in between and obviously move on to the rest of their story. If you were thinking about your story, you are not looking for a new choice of words or any.
Alright, itu hanya penjelasan, feedback. Ya, grammarnya bagus, ya.
Yes.
Bagus anaknya. Gimana kita latihan? Saya kembali share lagi. Kita akan memilih yang mana maunya. Nomor 1 coba dipilih Atika. Apakah yang ini? Ini anggaplah ini nomor 1 ya. Slide 5. Ini slide 6, the performance. Atau slide 7 tentang text message. Yang mana Anda mau?
Maybe slide 6, Miss.
6 ya?
Yep.
Performance ya?
Yep.
Ya, silakan kita diperhatikan. Anda membayangkan aja, saya sudah memberikan cue card. Anda akan mengerjakan part 2, di mana you going to describe this in the form of unity of this question. Ya, coba Anda siapkan. Sekarang jangan terlalu persiapkan dulu, jangan terlalu rigid dulu. Yang penting ada. di part 2 ini diberi kesempatan kita membuat catatan supaya kayak guideline. Itu waktunya kalau dalam tes itu sekitar 1 menit untuk persiapan sebelum kita memberikan uraian secara utuh. Nah, sekarang ini hanya merupakan latihan saja. Kita akan menggunakan waktu yang lebih. Kalau Ibu Atika sudah merasanya oke dengan Pak 2, kita akan mulai presentasi.
That's okay, Miss.
Okay.
Okay.
Time is yours.
Alright. Describe the performance you enjoy watching. Actually, the performance that I enjoy watching is some like dance, traditional dancing, and also the traditional dancing in Sumatera Barat, in West Sumatra. So the performance was very beautiful, Pak. The performance was very beautiful, and the performance performed in a big situation or a big occasion, just like in Barale, and also some national occasion. So we can see that performance just like tari piring dance, or just like tari pasambahan dance. So we can see it, the performance in every occasion that hold by in many occasions in West Sumatra, I think. And why I enjoy the performance, because it includes the beauty of what do you call it, the beauty of the movement of the dancer, and also it requires some beautiful action and some gerakan magis gitu. How do you call it? Magis movement, so it can attract the people to pay attention to the performance. I think that's all.
Okay, right. That's part 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
There are so many people here, Miss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. That's so crowded.
It's so crowded here.
Yeah, we're going to continue to part 3,
Yeah.
where I'm going to give some questions to you. My first question is, do you think that traditional performance?
Yes, I think traditional performances are important, because if we the symbolize of the nation, it symbolize of the location, just like in West Sumatra, just like the traditional performance is very important when we opening the opening of the ceremony. So it can attract people, it can attract it will make more beautiful the occasion if we perform the traditional performance at first, rather than there is no traditional performances. I think it will make attracted people to see that occasion. Yes.
What do you think is the difference between watching a live performance and watching it on TV?
Yeah, I think the difference between watching a live performance and watching it on television, in a live performance, that we can involve in a live, so we can feel the beat of the music, we can see live the performances. It will make I don't know, for me it will make me happier than just watching it on television. But in television we can see it just like all the, what do you call it, all the view, because there is so many performance there. So if we watching in live performance, we can include it in that perform. But if watching it on TV, we just like see on TV, but we cannot focus on that occasion. So I think it's better for me to watch in a live performance, miss.
Okay. How do you think towards dance performance or stage play influence children?
Uh, to watch, I think I prefer to watch a dance performance than a stage play influences children, because I don't know, I think it more attracted, more interesting than just a stage play. Stage play means that like a drama, maybe, miss, like a stage play influences children, maybe like just like a drama. But if it's a that dance performance, I don't know, when the opening ceremony start to play the dance performance, that people will catch the attention to this perform. So I think the dance performance is a very important thing that have to be in a big occasion, I think.
Jadi sana ya, Nay. Right. So you have tried to answer this. Yeah, you have tried to answer this. You have getting better, getting apa namanya, coming to the right way. But you need to have more practices.
Yeah.
More practices on it. Tapi minimal konsepnya apa yang diharap pada ujian itu sudah duduk kayaknya. Ya, tidak merepeat pertanyaan, tapi langsung itu the guideline, jadi arahan dari diri. Walaupun pertanyaannya ada, tapi bukan artinya menjawab satu pertanyaan ini tidak, bukan gitu. Itu merupakan satu kesatuan. Baik, oke. Nah, keep practicing. Nah, kita hanya satu orang ini misalnya.
Coba yang lain, Mas. Topik yang lain, Mas. Topik yang lain, Mas.
Bisa, mau lihat yang lain lagi?
Ya.
Oke, boleh. Banyak kesempatan ya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm the only one student here.
Yeah, because you are the only student here. You're very lucky. Yang mana kita ambil yang ini? Gimana?
Oke. Oke, Miss. This.
Describe ya, coba dibaca dulu, dipahami dulu. Tahan ini lebih. Dengan cara yang tadi juga ya.
Profesor masih menjabat sebagai rektor waktu itu. Udah pas ya? Udah kan profesor itu kan ini kan masih menjabat, kemudian baru jadi rektor pun 2 tahun belum.
Oh, sudah kasih tahu saya ya.
Oke, Miss.
Oke. Kita lanjut ke part 2. Silakan.
Well, describe an important text message that you received. The important text message that I receive every day is maybe from the group WhatsApp from the department of my department because I always checking up what's going on, what's the latest information, and also what is going on in that day in my department. So I think this the message was sent by the head of department, the head of my department, or the secretary of my department about all the information that happened in my department. So I think the message is one of the important thing right now in this 21st century communication. And also who was in the message, all the people in the department, and the person that sent the message was yeah, sometimes I also send this message, and also some people and also I also send message with my family, of course, with my family, my friends, and all my college in my department. And why this message is important to me, the message was important to me is, yeah, it's depending on the the what is the correlation, the message, how important the message to my life. It's just like, yeah, because maybe my family send some message, the important message, have you eaten or have you prayed. It's just like, yeah, I think it's important message too. And also for from my department, maybe okay, this day we will have a discussion, so please have a meeting at 4 p.m., just like that. So that kind of text message that I think is important for our daily life. Yeah, I think that's all this.
Okay. Right, this is about text message.
Yeah.
Now we are coming to the part three. We need to ask you several questions relating with the topic about today. Now, what do you think? Why do some people, why do some, not all, right?
Yeah.
Why do some people dislike using text message?
Maybe because some people dislike using text message because uh, it's it's more effective when we are talking eye to eye than using text message, because the when we are talking eye to eye to the person,
Face to face.
face to face with a person, than just using a text message. So there will be under misunderstanding. So the message that we want to send, the message that we want to talk to the other person, to the person, will be not the same if we deliver text message than we talk eye to eye, sorry, face to face to this person. So I think that's the reason why people dislike using text messages.
Okay, face to face, that's the reason. Have the ways that people communicated with each other changed much in the last few decades?
Yeah, maybe I think yeah, the way the people communicated with each other changed much in last few decades, because the sophisticated technology, there is smartphone, and we can do video call. So even though that we're not meet each other, so that's okay, we can go for video call, we can send some text message. And but the yeah, it's to have good benefits and also have bad effect, because us right now some people just like focus on the phone, but they forget all the people that's around them. So I think, yeah, the communicated have two sides, just like positive sides and also negative sides.
Why do people prefer texting? Some people, right?
Yeah.
Why do some people prefer texting as compared to phone call?
I think maybe for introvert people, it's good for them to testing than a phone call. It's like maybe because of testing, yeah, we just like we're not talking directly, so we just send a message. So whenever they want to reply, it's okay. But in phone calls, I think the phone call is just like for the emergency, so we need the answer really fast, right? It's better for us to phone call. But If we just want to say hi or just want to ask something that not really important, I think it's good for us to just send a text.
Do you think modern technology has any negative influence on communication?
Yes, I think modern technology has some negative influence on communication because people just focus on the just focus on the phone calls, just focus on their phone. So the communication between the people around the people just like face to face is become minimized after the after the technology modern technology has increased.
Once it take place, the face-to-face communication.
Yeah, it minimizes the face to face communication since the modern technology is involved.
Right. What do you think are some of the main differences between written communication and spoken communication?
I think the main differences between written communication and spoken communication is um, what do you call it? With written communication that we can just like share the knowledge or share some information. We can share some information with a long explanation, but in spoken communication we just like want to chit chat with each other with simple communication. So I think that the main differences between written communication and spoken communication, but both of them I think is important.
Most of them are important.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's bring us. You have another try? Yeah, satu lagi. Enough?
I think it's enough.
That's enough. Tiga kalau coach itu karena satu orang aja nih, private jadinya. Tapi in general oke, tapi tengah zaman lagi memberikan alasan lainnya.
Yeah.
Di tentang apa kelemahan dari modern technology is something reducing, minimizing the opportunity to speak, apa juga yang lain, banyak kan negatif efeknya. Anak-anak kan banyak dampak, they need to think quickly, what are the negative effect of that. Di kelancaran, lebih poin-poin kita harus betul-betul meyakinkan you answer the question, ya. Nah, juga yang tadi written, ingat tuh kalau written and spoken, nah you can use ya, dengan satu kata kita memberi makna yang luas, ya. That's written, say well, but in written form you need to explain to them in detail in order to get the meaning across to the other interlocutor. Ya, ini perbedaannya. Karena bahasa ucap juga berbeda, dia menggunakan filler, ungkapan-ungkapan stres, dan kadang-kadang kalau written, coba seperti ini. Nah, contoh kita dulu, tikus makan kucing makan tikus mati. Itu secara written, kita nggak tahu maknanya, tapi di dalam oral itu akan berbeda kalau intonasinya berbeda-beda. Nah, apa yang kita pelajari di sini, di samping uraian, kita bisa memberikan contoh. Yang tadi unik tadi, ya, betulnya bagaimana written communication is different from oral communication. Nah, bisa explaining something, another place for you to highlight the score untuk meningkat tujuan kita kan meningkat skor ya.
Yeah.
Tidak ada lain ya. Kalau lulus pasti lulus. Di sini tidak ada istilah lulus, tapi bagaimana kita meningkatkan nilai setinggi mungkin. Nah, apa yang kita lakukan ini di samping penajaman uraian dan juga kalau bisa beri contohnya. Nah, seperti saya memberikan kucing makan tikus mati, itu udah good example, right?
Yeah.
Ini membutuhkan karena secara tertulis itu seperti nggak ada makna sama sekali, itu saja kita sulit memahami. Kalau dikasihkan tekanan, that's a form of oral communication. Nah, artinya apa? Itu salah satu contoh saja. Nah, we can give detail dan juga kalau bisa provide example, ya. Nah, kita kembali lagi kepada apa tadi anak yang interview tadi. Kan positif semua nilainya kan?
Yeah.
Nah, apa di sana penggunaan kosakata yang bervariasi, yang cocok, ya, komunikasinya, intonasinya. dan penajaman ide yang diberikan juga bagus secara konteks dan intelek, dan juga betul-betul menjawab. Istilahnya, kalau target kita untuk meningkatkan nilai, kita fokus bagaimana penajaman idenya, analisis kita, dan uraian kita secara konkret dan secara argumentatif di sini. Ya, oke, ini passion Bu Atika, ini passion Bu Atika.
I think that's all.
That's all ya, kita latihan. Ini latihan aja yang banyak,
Ya.
yang dipertajam. Oke, alright, minggu depan barangkali kita akan, karena beberapa yang lain belum dapat ini masalahnya, kita akan mulai kembali. Ini barangkali bisa I think that's all Bu Atika, karena 2 jam 20, karena ini satu orang saja, I think that's fine for us to close this meeting. Nice meeting you and see you next week.
Thank you,
Bye.
Miss.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, izin live ya.
Ya, Miss. Hai.